Welcome to a new video from Excel Data Analysis Series PT for Pivot Tables. Video PT06.2, show value as, a great feature inside the pivot tables that can allow you to add automatic calculation inside the pivot tables. In this video, we are going to look at the running totals. Also, we're going to look at show value as percentage of the totals and parents, and also how we can show value as percentage from different things, and finally how we can show value as a rank. If you didn't subscribe to the channel yet, please use the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified with the new videos. And if you want to follow along while watching this video, please go down below the video in the description section. You will find the link. Please use it to download the video. In this Excel workbook, we have the daily sales for AAA bike shop. It's for year 2018 and it comes in 5 columns: date, product name, category, quantity, and net sales. And we already prepared some pivot tables in these sheets, so we can start working directly. And first one we are going to discuss is the running total. So I'm going to worksheet running total. I already prepared here a small pivot table summarizing the net sales monthly. So I have the 12 month and also I have the net sales for the 12 month. Now I want to show in a new column the running total for the net sales. That's very easy. First thing I'm going to do is just to take another copy of the net sales and drop it in the values. It will create a new column. Just a quick number formatting, right click and number format. Now I have two identical columns showing the monthly sales. If I want to add or change this to running total, I'm going to right click on any cell inside this column, going to show value as, down to running total in. Once I click, it will open a small dialog box asking you calculation running total based on which field. For this small pivot table, I have only one field, which is the month. So I have only one option here, which is the month. Once I click OK, you can see here this column changed to running total. You can test something like March. If you select from Jan, Feb and March, you can see down here the total is 1,047,000, and this is exactly what you have here in this column representing March running total. I can quickly select the header and change the label. Let me put something like running total and enter. Not only this, if I want to show this as a percentage, it's again very easy. I can get another copy from the net sales, drop it again in the values. This time I'm going to right click, show value as, but instead of running total, I'm going to use percentage running total and click on OK. Again, the same dialog box. I have only month as an option. OK. I can easily select the header and give meaningful name. So we have now the year to date or the running total for each month, January up to December. Suppose that you want to work only on the quarter 4, which is from October to December. So that's also available in this feature. So you can just filter. So I'm going to open the filter drop down. I'm going to unselect all, scroll down. I'm going to select December, November and October only. And you can see the formula adjusted here. So you have the running total, the grand total and the running total only for this period, meaning that this can work year to date or period to date based on the filter that you are going to use, and the same for the percentage. So the second one that we are going to discuss from the show value as feature is showing value as percentage of. And I already prepared a quick pivot table just to start work with. It is a summary again for the net sales, but this time monthly summary, and also I have the category in the columns. So I have the 4 categories in the columns and the grand total in both sides, columns and rows. In order to see the new feature, I'm going to select the entire pivot table, Control C to copy, coming here in H3 and Control V to paste. And now I have 2 identical pivot tables. So this time I'm going to select any cell inside the value area in the pivot table and right click, going to show value as, but this time I'm going to select show value as percentage of grand total, and look at this. Now I have the 100% in the grand total, which is the intersection between the two grand totals, and I have in the bottom of the columns 77.98 for the bikes, components representing 3.89, and so on and so forth. And in the rows you can see here January representing 8.4 from the 100% of the grand total, and February 7.65, and so on and so forth. And inside each one of the values you have a percentage of the grand total, meaning that bikes in January representing 6.55 of the grand total. But what if I want to show the value for February, bikes in February, as percentage of the total in bikes itself, meaning that I want to show how much February contributes in the sales of the bikes itself. It is not a problem. I can just take another copy of this pivot table, Control C to copy, and come here to the right, Control V to paste, select any cell inside the value area in the pivot table and right click, again go to show value as, this time as percentage of column total. And you can see here I have all the grand total of the columns turned to 100%, and here you can see for the bikes January representing 8.41, February 7.64. Look at accessories as an example, April representing 8.36 of the 100% of the total sales of the year for the accessories, and so on and so forth. You can also convert this to a percentage from the total row. It's very easy. Right click, show value as percent of total row, and click. You can see here January bikes 78% of the total sales of January. January components 4.11 of the 100% of January as well, and you can see the entire column for the grand total turned to be 100%. The grand total itself 77.98 of the 100% of the year is coming from bikes, 3.89% of the entire year coming from components, and so on and so forth. But what if I want to show the value as percentage of something that I want to decide myself? That's also not a problem at all. You can just select the entire pivot table, Control C to copy, Control V, and let's come here and try another one. Select any cell inside the value area, right click, show value as, and now percentage of. And this will open a dialog box asking you based on which field and based on which item. For me, I'm going to use the month and January, and click on OK, and look at this. You'll find that January turned to be the 100%, and then February is a percentage of January, March percentage of January, and so on and so forth. Not only this, let me right click again, show value as, percentage of again, and instead of selecting January I can select a percentage of previous month, meaning that if I click on OK, you see this time February as percentage of January and March as percentage of February, and so on and so forth till the end of the table. So the next option of the show value as feature is how to show the value as percent of the parent. So I prepared a quick pivot table based on the same data set, but now it's multi-level pivot table, starting with the in the rows with the category and then the product name. So I have here the total of the bikes, the net sales of the bikes, which is 3.3, and here is the products under the bike category, which is 4 products, and the sum you can see here, it is summing up to the total of the bikes. And now I want to show the value as percentage of the parent. I'm going to select the entire pivot table, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then I will select any cell inside the value area, right click and show value as, but this time show value as percent of parent row total. And once I click, you can see here the bikes now representing 77% or 78% of the grand total, because the grand total is the parent for the bikes. However, the cargo bike representing 36.54 of the bikes, and if you add up all the products under bikes, it will add up to the 100% as shown here, and so on and so forth for the rest of the categories. The next one that we are going to discuss is show value as difference from. So I've prepared also a small pivot table summarizing the monthly sales, and let me take another copy of the net sales, drop it below in the values section, and let me right click and add some number formatting. I'm going to select any cell inside the new column, right click, show value as difference from, and again it will ask you based on which field. I have only month in this pivot table, so I have no option but month, and then based on which item I'm going to select this time January and click on OK, and you can see here January now is empty in the new column, and each of the month showing a difference from January. So February difference from January, March difference from January, so on and so forth. Let me add another one, net sales down here. This time I'm going to right click, show value as, again difference from, but this time instead of February or January I'm going to select previous. So each value in this column will represent the difference between this month and the previous month. So February is difference from January, March difference from February, and so on and so forth. Let me change the headers. Not only this, I can convert this also to a percentage, so I can right click here and go to show value as and going to difference from, and this time I'm going to use January and OK. So this will convert to percentage. I can do the same here, right click, show value as different percentage difference from, and I'm going to select previous and OK, so I can show it in absolute value or even in a percentage. So the last one to show today is how we can show value as rank. As you can see, I already prepared a quick pivot table summarizing the net sales of the entire year, but this time by product. I have the 25 products listed here, and I have a column for the net sales, and I prepared another copy of the same information so we can use it to insert the rank for each one of the products. I'm going to select any cell in this column, right click, show value as, and I have two options for ranking, rank from smallest to largest and largest to smallest. I'm going to use largest to smallest and click on OK. It will ask you based on which field. I have only one field here, which is the product name. I'm going to select and click on OK, and you can see here the number one that you have here is the cargo bike, and if you try to compare, you will find this is the highest sales comparing to the other products. That was all for today. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that was helpful for you, and see you next video, and bye.